Martin. Good morning.
Good afternoon, Good morning, Mr. Matthews.
I almost gave up on you.
Yeah.
Let me tell you first off, this conversation is being recorded, and looks like
Great.
we're back in business. All right, so we're having this call to discuss negotiations for the potential purchase of some GT7 processors that G Technica is possibly able to provide to Excel Media, which is my firm. One of the
Yes, sir. Yeah.
One of the objectives that Excel Media is interested in is improving our supply chain. We're also looking for the opportunity to improve our overall cost structure. So we're definitely interested in finding some savings. And recently at a technical conference, one of my colleagues bumped into one of your executives, and there was a discussion that took place that said that you guys were in the market to produce some processors that are believed to be of equivalent quality and performance as our current processor.
Yes, sir. We are very excited for this potential partnership that we have in front of us. Could you turn off the I hear myself as an echo. Could you turn down your volume maybe?
All right, how's that?
Hello? Test. A little bit better, yeah.
A little bit better? Okay. All right.
Okay.
So, like I said, we are making some video accelerator cards that are hitting the market, and they're pretty hot commodity. Sales are looking pretty good for us, and so we're interested in expanding our supply chain. And again, you guys were the first ones that we bumped into and said that you had something that might be ready for market. So.
Yes, sir.
We are looking to possibly make a pretty substantial purchase of some processors from you guys.
Great. Yeah, and I spoke to your executive. I guess we can just get right down to business. So this executive, your executive that I spoke to at the trade show, mentioned that you have an urgent need for the large supply of processor chips. So I spoke to my sales department, and I'm excited to offer you 10,000 of our top-of-the-line processor chips, the GT7, for a total of $50 a unit.
$50 for 10,000 units.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you realize that we're already buying these from our incumbent supplier. And so I would assume that you guys have done some market research, and your anchoring point is very valiant in effort. But like I said, we are really looking to improve our cost structure in our supply chain. So we would really like to get 8,000 units, and we'd like to give you $8 per.
$8. Well, we have done our market research, and $8 is quite a low offer. We've been in this industry for a while. We're proven here. We've got a great processor chip. We exceed competitor performance. We actually have other customers that are unhappy with our competitor products, and so 10. You said $8 a unit for how many units?
8,000 units.
8,000 units. Well, we seem to be at quite a difference. Realistically, $8 a unit is doesn't even scratch the surface on costs. So that is not a possible number for us. I was under the impression from your executive that you were willing to take a much larger supply than 8,000.
We have the potential to absorb more units in our production facility. However, we do want to govern that and not let the quantity get out of control with a unproven supplier. And based on our market research that we've done amongst others in the industry, the GT7 processor has not yet been proven, and right now there's nobody else using it. So we're taking quite a risk in even trying to use your processor on our video cards.
Well, I'm not too sure about the risk exactly. I know that this is a brand new processor chip, but it's not completely brand new. We have older versions. This is an improvement of the processor chip. So think of this like this isn't a new product. This is the iPhone 7 coming improved from the iPhone 6. So in terms of risk, I'm not exactly sure. I don't think there's any risk at all. We're a proven company. We've been in this market for a long time. We have contracts in place with other of our customers that are excited to use this new product. And so I'm not too sure that the risk factor should play a big role for your company.
Well, I'm glad that you're confident in your product. Unfortunately, we are the guinea pigs in getting it to market, and our experience is going to speak volumes about how your product actually performs. But the iPhone 7, while it might be great, is nothing like my Samsung. So,
Oh, of course.
So,
well, people still line up outside the doors for the iPhone 7. They know it's gonna work. You have the iPhone 6. You know the 7's gonna work. There's no risk in purchasing there. So for us here, it's the same thing. We've got an improved microprocessor that our competitors can't match. We have a large supply that we're willing to provide for a relative new market, for a relative new company in this market, and yourselves that have sudden popularity. You guys probably have a lot of demand to fill, and our ability to fulfill a large supply would be very helpful in these times.
Okay. So, forego some ridiculous margins for a moment, and let's consider bringing G-Techna into the big leagues. Surely you've got some room to maneuver with your requirements. I know what we're paying now from our incumbent, and it's much less than what you're asking for.
Well, we as well have our competitors, and we know their prices. We know what they're selling for. Like I said, we're known in this market. We've got a name, and they know us, and our products are well known. I will tell you this. I think that there's a movement to, if the supply increases, the price can come down. But we have efficiency levels and margins to maintain, and so I think that there's definitely room, but the supply needs to be able to go up for the price to go down a bit. I think we can meet somewhere closer to the middle, but we're gonna have to move both numbers.
Okay. So obviously 50 is not even entertainable. Do you guys have room to negotiate for a more reasonable offer?
Well, here I'll tell you this. I can, if we increase the number of units from my offer of 10,000 to 12,500, I can reduce the price to $43, and it's $7 down from the 50.
And that's for 12,500.
Yes, sir.
Okay. That's understandable. So, unfortunately, this is you're still so far out of the ballpark compared to your competition. I can come up a little bit on the quantity, but I don't think I can come up that high on the quantity, and I sure can't come that close on the price. I can do 10,000 units at $12, and I think that's a pretty fair offer.
When the executive I spoke to at the trade show gave us the impression that there was an urgent need for a large supply, a bit more than 10,000, and the issue that he seemed worried about was the ability to get such a large supply in such a short amount of time. And so when I spoke to him, I was under the impression that the supply was going to be a little bit higher than 10,000. And like I said, the higher the supply, I think the lower the price will go. This is a large order being completed in a short amount of time. So I think 10,000 units for $12 is still low in the supply, and we're still quite a bit off on the price. I think our products are far superior to any competitors, and we know what our competitors are selling these for, and there is no way you are close to $12 a unit.
So, from what I understand, you guys have idle capacity. It's capacity that you could be using to make money, but it's not running. I'm offering you a chance to use some of that capacity and actually make some net profit that you're otherwise not going to be able to utilize. So I'll tell you what. I can do 11,000 units for $13.
11,000 units. We know how much our competitors are selling this for, and we also have contracts currently right now in place for much higher prices for larger amounts of supply. And so it's hard to believe that you could find someone that could supply it at these prices, these microprocessors. I would tell you right now, you can hang up and run to them because you are getting a steal, and they're going out of business. So if you can find someone to give it to you at those prices, I want to buy some.
Okay.
I can go a little bit lower. I think as a sign of good faith, I can lower down to $40 a unit for 12,000 units. I think show that I'm willing to move. With a little bit higher supply, I'm willing to keep going.
All right. So we have we have goals that we're trying to achieve in bringing on a secondary supplier. Like I said, one of them is to improve our supply chain, and one of them is to improve our costs or reduce our overall costs. You say you've done some market research, so you know what the competition is charging. So I know what I'm paying for them now. So I'm going to make you a very, very, very good offer that I know would have to be extremely lucrative for you. I can do 12,000 units and I will give you $19 a piece for them. That's a huge jump.
Well, I think we're on the right track. I think we're definitely moving, and I appreciate the sign of good faith to be willing to move closer. I think that in terms of market research, in terms of prior sales, there is still just scratching the surface in terms of our costs. Like I said, we know what our competitors are selling them for. We know what our other customers are purchasing them for, and we are still quite a ways away. But that being said, I'm still willing to move a little bit closer to where you are. So I will tell you this: I can offer you 13,000 units for 37 each.
All right. So again, you're saying that you've done your market research, and I know what I'm paying for them currently, and I know that my last offer is profitable for you. It has to be. There's no way that it's not.
There's no way. No, we have margins to maintain, and we have efficiency levels to maintain. We've been in this industry quite a while, and we know what these things go for.
Nobody else is using your processor. It's unproven. All the risk is falling on me, something that you have not had to market yet.
We have other customers that have already put pen to paper, ink to paper, and have purchased a large supply of these processors.
But they have not used any of them yet. There's not been any market feedback. There's not been any of the infancy issues that come up with new products.
But like I said, it's not we're not the newest iPhone. We're the iPhone 7 coming from the iPhone 6. You don't have people giving feedback saying that they're not happy with these.
There's
with
always
the new products.
Every time they roll out a new iPhone, within days they're doing recalls and doing fixes on every single one of them.
Our prices are this is a steal right now. I'm offering you, and for this large amount of supply, offering you 13,000 units.
Martin, you're almost 200% higher than what we're currently buying them for.
No, there's no way you're buying. There's no way you're buying these at.
You're not even in the ballpark.
14.
You're not even in the ballpark.
You've been here for a while. No. Okay, so let's. What are we willing? Where are we willing to move? What is your best offer? What are you willing to pay? The final price for each unit.
Your I can do 10,000 units for $20.
Units for $20. So you're not willing to. So you're closer to the ballpark of 10,000 units. So you're going lower in units. Because we can offer a much larger supply if needed to meet your rising demand.
But it's to the point to where it's not beneficial for me to buy more than I have to if I'm paying more than what I'm getting them for from your competitor.
Well, they're not going to. I'm sure you guys have plenty of demand. They're not going to sit in inventory. From the executive I spoke to at the trade show, he was looking for something closer to 15,000, which is just translates into sales. So I mean, if you're willing to go up in units, we can definitely keep lowering the price. But if you're going the other way around, I mean, the price goes up for the lower amount of units.
I have the ability to absorb more, but like I said, it's not beneficial for me to get more than I have to once I pass a certain point.
Okay, well, so I'll tell you what. I'll do 11,000 units, and I will go to $36. You're already getting prices better than what we sell it to our other customers. You're getting a steal at this.
Martine, now come on. You know what the market is going for. You're not even close.
Yes, I do.
Now, I've shown several concessions of huge jumps to try and find some middle ground with you. I'm not going to give away the farm. You know,
And we're not looking for that. We want a long-term relationship here. We want to both make money. Right? We're both in the business of making money.
To have a long-term relationship, it has to be beneficial for both parties. And the pricing that you're asking for is flat out gouging. You know what it's going for in the market. You know you're not even close. So I can't even entertain 36, let alone, you know, I should have hung up when you said 50.
But you didn't. We're here. That you know that we can supply what you guys need, and you know that our competitors have far less superior product, and they cannot supply the demand that you're asking.
And yes, they can.
And you know that our prices are far more competitive. This is a steal. We have customers buying more supply from higher prices than what I'm offering.
I don't believe it for a second. If they are,
yes, they do.
Fools. So you're just the first ones that we were given a crack to because of the relationship between my colleague and yours. You know, we can certainly, you know, cut bait and move on, and you can sell to somebody else, and I can buy from somebody else. Again, you've got the excess capacity. You have the opportunity to capitalize on that capacity and actually make some money from it, or you can let it sit idle and just pay the depreciation and the fixed costs on it. So
no, I'm telling you, we have sales. Sales are not an issue for us. We can get sales.
And
I'm offering you
get
here
processors, and I can get processors for a whole lot less than 36. Come on, I've more than doubled my original offer, and
well, when your original offer starts at 8, it's not a hard thing to do. I've reduced how much? $14 from my original offer.
You could have offered $1 million and said that you came down $999,000. It means nothing. You're still so far out of the market.
We can't. We're talking dollars. We're not talking percentages. I went up $14 from my original, and I increased the supply that I'm offering to you.
Okay. It's time. Let's get serious here. I have a good idea what your costs are, and I know that I'm already at a point to where you can be profitable. You have to be profitable at my last offer. If you don't, if you're not,
like I said,
shame on you.
Supply has to go up, right? Because this is price per unit. We have margins to satisfy. If we can go up in units, we can go down in price. But we've got to increase the units. If not, it's not worth it for us. This is not a large enough order to lower the price to these ridiculous levels.
Yeah. No, the levels are not ridiculous. And if you think they are, you need to do some better market research because you are totally misinformed. So I'm sorry. I can't even. You got to do better than 36. I can't. We're wasting time here if you think we're going to go for that. I mean, we just can't even consider it.
What? Want to make a sale today?
And I would like to buy some processors from you.
Yeah, we'd like to sell them. So I'll tell you this.
Listen,
I will offer you 14,000 units for $32 a unit. And if you can get a better price than that for that supply, I'll tell you, hang up right now and run to them, because you are leaving me out to dry here.
You don't want me to do that.
No,
You don't want
there's
me to do
no
that.
way that you're getting it.
I
A
promise
processor
you.
like this for that amount of supply at this price.
I promise you, you're still way high. You're still way high.
Well, meet me up. Reach up,
Right.
because there's
You
can't
want
be going lower
want-
much more than that.
you want quantity. This is going to be the best deal that you get all day, and we can wrap this up right now. I will do 15,000 units at $21 per. And that's going to be the best deal that you get.
15,000 units for 21 per.
It's going to get worse from there.
It's 21. So what's separating us right now? We're talking 15,000 units, and we're separated by $11.
So, Martine, you're not even close to your competition. I promise you, you're not even close to your competition. And your product is unproven.
We know how much our competition is. We're a proven company. There's no risk in this.
If you know where
you've got warranties covered and delivered, there's no risk with our product.
if there's no way that I didn't just give you an incredible offer. And at this point, anywhere is just taking advantage of margins. Now, if we're going to come to an agreement and entertain a long-term relationship, we got to help each other out. So I know that I made you a profitable offer, that you can take advantage of your excess capacity. That's sitting idle now. You're just paying fixed costs on it. You're paying for your equipment, you're paying for your building, you're paying for your workers, and they have nothing to do. And I'm telling you that I can get them to work, you can make some money, and we can develop a long-term relationship here that I think will be beneficial for both of us in the long term. I want your guys to be working wide open. It'll be good for you. It'll be good for us. I want to have a secondary supplier, but I can't do it at a major loss.
Yeah. I appreciate the offer. I appreciate you, showing a gesture of good faith of moving out, but we are still far too off. We know what our competitors are selling this for, and you can't work at that. There's barely scratching the surface here. I'm willing to go down. I think we can. Meet me somewhere in the middle. I can offer 15,000 for $30 a unit.
Okay.
It's a great deal. I'm telling you, I know what the market's going for, and for this quality processor, you're not getting better deals than this. What we're offering you, this is the 15,000 units in no time. But you have growing demand that you want to meet. You've got customers that want your products, and if you can't satisfy demand, it's going to be for your company image.
So I have growing demand. And so who's to say that if I bought 15,000 now, that I don't need another 15,000 in 6 months, who am I going to go to? It's not going to be you guys at $30 a piece. That's ridiculous.
That's a large supply that other competitors of ours cannot supply. We know what the industry is like. Like I said, we've been here for a long time, and I think now as you guys are entering this market, you'll see that these levels of supply are impossible for our competitors to match. And these prices that you're asking for are also impossible for our competitors. We know what they're selling it for.
No, you don't.
It is impossible.
Apparently you don't. I think you've been misinformed. I think you've got some bad market data. I think you need to go back and do some research yourself. I told you I could do 21 at 15. If you just want a higher price per, I can do $22, but I'm only going to do 10,000.
Backwards here. Supply goes down, prices have to go up for efficiency. 10,000.
What I was telling you.
22.
How much capacity do you want to use?
We can meet the high demands that we don't have. The executive said, 15,000 units easy, and we believe it with the growing popularity you guys have been having. But
I don't need 15,000 units at this price.
I have pen to paper with other customers that are buying 15,000 units for $37 of ours, and I'm offering you 15,000 units for $30. We've already signed paperwork with bigger customers that are taking it at this price.
But you still have excess capacity. I don't believe that anybody would, in their right mind, would pay $37 for them. If you found a fool, congratulations. I'm not that guy. But at this point, it's becoming unfavorable for me to buy any more than I have to. I offered I offered $21 for 15,000, which was a great offer. I know it's a great offer. I know you're making money hand over fist. And so now it's just a matter of how much more can you get. But you're jeopardizing the long-term relationship. I can guarantee you that it at what you're asking for is not going to be a long-term relationship. So you can look at it as an opportunity to make a big sale now, and then you're just going to end up with that capacity sitting idle again in 6 months or 9 months or 1 year, whatever it is. But there's no way that I can do $30.
And if you're getting them at these prices, you're destroying that other company. You're going to go bankrupt. So you take as many as you can at 22. Because I know the industry and they are not going at 22. At those prices, you're losing money to just making them. And that's scratch the surface in terms of cost.
That's not true. I know it's not true.
It is. We know our costs. We know our competitors' margins, and that's how we've made a name for ourselves in this industry. Is in with those prices, you don't survive in this industry. That's not a realistic number at 22.
Martin.
But I'll tell you what, can't believe I'm going under. Can't believe you're pushing me under 30, but I will go to 15,000 units at $29.
Okay. Again, at those prices, I don't want to buy any more than what I need. It's just going downhill from here. So if you want price per unit, I'll give you 23, but I only want 10,000 of them.
Okay. This guy ought to be higher demand. I mean, you're for what, an extra $7 a unit, $6 a unit, you can get 50% more processors for just an extra $7 a unit.
But I'm throwing money out the window, paying more for the same thing that I can get for less. So I don't want to buy any more than what I need. There's no reason to. Now, if you want to reduce the price some more, then I can increase the quantity. But it's not to my benefit to buy any more than I have to at this point. So. If you want to come down some more,
try and move you up a bit. I'll move you up a bit. Go. My last offer was 15,029. I will go to 12,500 units for 28. And that's you're getting incredibly competitive prices for a large amount of supply. When I'm at my floor, you're leaving me out to dry here. Meet me, reach up a little and meet me there.
There's just no benefit to buy any more than I have to. I've already gone over my point of no return, and at this point, I'm only jeopardizing the benefits to my company. So, as the price goes up, the number I want goes down. I can come up a little bit. I can come up to 24, but I only want 8,000 units.
Backwards to Marlin. We're going backwards.
Well,
because 8,000 units is a small number. I mean, what are we doing here? And the executive left us under the impression. Was he lying when he said 15,000 units for this?
I think you may have been misinformed. I think you may have some faulty information or a miscommunication or a simple exaggeration.
Higher supply, we can provide it. That's. We're willing to supply a high amount of units that I'm sure will come in handy. But 8,000 at 24 it's hardly a sale. I mean, we're looking to move more product than this.
The 15 at 21 is still on the table.
Final price. I will and not go any farther than this. I will offer you 15,000 units for $27 a unit, and you have the best price in the city.
And that's handy.
Price in the country. Yeah, any city.
So that brings up a good point. You're in Massachusetts and I'm in California. Tell you what, I would really like to be able to have a long-term relationship. This is my last offer, and it's degrading to the mission of my company. This is my final offer. My last final offer. I'll offer you $25 for $12,500. That gives you the volume, and it gives you the price to make a huge profit, and you should be able to get all of your excess capacity up and running.
1,525. Man, that is half the price I started with, Marlin. 12,500.
And it's over 3 times what I started at.
Like I said, I mean, it's easy to talk percentages when you start so low. I'll tell you what, Marlin. I will drop to $25 a unit if you will accept 15,000 units, and I will cover the delivery from Boston to California. It will be at your door. We will get them right to you. 15,000 units for 25, and that is you leaving me bare bones. That's all I got.
I hardly believe that that's bare bones. It's just which model of Jaguar you're going to pick out. 15,000 units, $25. You pay for shipping and 12-month warranty. I think we can probably live with that. I think that's a good deal. So, all right, I will. I'll drop an email and with all the facts, and I will send it to you. You can reply to it with your approval, and we should be able to get you a PO cut within the next 30 days.
Great. I think we can work this out. Great.
All right.
I think we're happy to work with you. We look forward to the future.
All right. Sounds good.
I look forward to your.
Pleasure doing business with you. Thank you, sir.
Likewise.